Nathan Drake stared at his monitor in disbelief, his coffee growing cold beside the keyboard. The orbital analysis software couldn't be wrong. The anomaly he'd detected in the Martian surface data was real. After 7 years of examining satellite imagery for the International Space Coalition, he'd never seen anything like this. The massive structure shouldn't exist. The Acidalia Planitia region of Mars was supposed to be empty desert, yet there it was, a sprawling complex of interconnected domes and spires, previously invisible to standard imaging systems. The new quantum-enhanced satellites had pierced whatever technology had been hiding it all this time. "Director Bennett needs to see this," Nathan muttered, his fingers flying across the keyboard as he compiled the data. The implications were staggering: an artificial structure covering nearly 50 square kilometers of Martian surface, with energy signatures that defied current human engineering capabilities. Within hours, the ISC's headquarters in Geneva was buzzing with activity. Nathan found himself in a secure conference room, facing not just Director Olivia Bennett, but representatives from every major space agency on Earth. His discovery had triggered an emergency protocol that he didn't even know existed. "Mr. Drake, walk us through exactly what you found," Director Bennett commanded, her stern expression masking what Nathan suspected was barely contained excitement. The holographic display in the center of the room projected his enhanced imagery in crystal-clear detail. "The structure appeared when we applied the new quantum filtering algorithms to our standard surveillance data," Nathan explained, manipulating the display to highlight key features. "It's been there all along, hidden by some kind of advanced camouflage technology. The energy readings suggest it's not just a relic, it's active, and if these measurements are correct, it's consuming more power than New York City." Dr. Rajesh Patel, the leading xenoarchaeologist present, leaned forward in his chair. "The architectural style doesn't match any known human design principles. Those curved spires, the crystalline dome structures, they're unlike anything in our engineering history." "Because they're not ours," came a new voice from the doorway. All heads turned to see Commander Marcus Wright, head of UN Space Security. His presence meant this discovery had already reached the highest levels of global leadership. "What you found, Mr. Drake, is what we've suspected might exist for decades: proof of an advanced civilization operating right under our noses." The room erupted in murmurs and heated discussions. Nathan watched as Commander Wright shared classified files showing previous hints of the structure's existence: unusual energy spikes, unexplained cargo movements, and strange atmospheric readings that had been dismissed as equipment malfunctions. "The question now," Director Bennett interjected, silencing the room, "is why reveal themselves now? The camouflage technology is clearly still functional, yet these new quantum satellites can see right through it. It's almost as if they want to be found," Nathan completed her thought. "The quantum filtering technology was provided to us by an anonymous source 6 months ago. What if that wasn't a coincidence?" Commander Wright nodded grimly. "Our thoughts exactly. We believe this is a calculated move on their part. The timing coincides with several other anomalies we've been tracking." The next few hours were a blur of security briefings and strategic planning. Nathan learned of a covert organization called the Interstellar Relations Bureau, IRB, that would take the lead on investigating the Martian megacity. To his surprise, he was being drafted into their ranks. "Your eye for detail and analytical skills make you valuable, Mr. Drake," explained Dr. Elena Rodriguez, the IRB's chief scientist. "We're assembling a team to make first contact, and we need someone who can read between the lines of their technology." As the day drew to a close, Nathan found himself in his apartment, packing for an unexpected trip to Mars. The IRB had a vessel ready, the Hyperion, a state-of-the-art ship that had been prepared for just such a contingency. In less than 48 hours, he would be part of the first human team to officially approach the alien megacity. Looking out his window at the night sky, Nathan could just make out Mars, a tiny red dot that now held humanity's greatest mystery. His computer chimed with an incoming message, the final mission briefing from Director Bennett. The estimated value of the Martian installation was almost incomprehensible: 2 trillion credits in Earth currency, minimum. "What have we stumbled into?" he wondered aloud, watching as news networks began broadcasting the first carefully selected images of the discovery. The world was about to change forever, and he was going to be at the center of it all. The next morning, As he boarded the hypersonic transport to the launch facility in Kazakhstan, Nathan couldn't shake the feeling that this revelation was just the beginning. The aliens hadn't just built a city on Mars. They'd built it in a way that suggested they were waiting for humanity to reach a certain level of technological advancement before revealing themselves. The question was, what happened next? The Hyperion's launch preparation chamber hummed with nervous energy as Nathan watched the specialized support team outfit each crew member with next-generation environmental suits. These weren't standard Mars expedition gear. The dark graphene-based material seemed to absorb light, and the helmets featured quantum processing units for real-time analysis of alien technology. Commander Victoria Hayes, a veteran of 3 Mars missions, supervised the proceedings with military precision. Her silver-streaked hair was pulled back in a tight bun, and her eyes missed nothing as she inspected each team member's equipment. "Remember," she addressed the group, "we're not just making first contact, we're walking into someone's home without an invitation." Dr. Zain Ibrahim, the team's xenolinguist, was already running simulations on his portable quantum computer. "The energy signatures from the city suggest they're using a form of crystalline computing," he explained, showing Nathan a complex wave pattern. "If we can decode their basic processing language, we might be able to establish rudimentary communication before physical contact." The mission briefing had revealed that the IRB suspected multiple alien species might be present in the city. This wasn't just about making contact. It was about understanding why they'd chosen Mars as their base of operations, and why they'd allowed themselves to be discovered now. "Quantum scans show at least 3 distinct biological signatures moving within the city," Dr. Yuki Tanaka, their xenobiologist, explained while calibrating her instruments. "None of them match known Earth patterns, but one seems surprisingly compatible with our atmospheric requirements." The Hyperion itself was a marvel of human engineering, though Nathan suspected it would look primitive compared to whatever technology awaited them on Mars. The ship's quantum drive system had been developed in secret by the IRB, cutting the journey time to Mars down to just 3 days. As they boarded, Nathan couldn't help but wonder how many other technological advances had been kept hidden from the public. "Final equipment check," Commander Hayes called out as they settled into their acceleration couches. "Once we break orbit, there's no turning back. Anyone who wants to stay behind, now's your chance." Nobody moved. The launch was surprisingly smooth. Quantum inertial dampeners eliminated the bone-crushing G-forces of traditional spaceflight. As Earth shrank behind them, Nathan reviewed the mission parameters on his neural interface display. Their primary objective was to establish peaceful contact, but the secondary goals were equally crucial: assess the city's technology level, determine its purpose, and evaluate any potential threats to Earth. "Incoming transmission," Dr. Ibrahim announced suddenly 20 hours into their journey. Well, you need to see this." The main view screen filled with flowing symbols that seemed to shift and change even as they watched. "They know we're coming." Commander Hayes immediately called a strategy session in the ship's conference room. "This changes things," she said, studying the transmission. "They're not just aware of us, they're reaching out. Dr. Ibrahim, what can you tell us about the message?" The xenolinguist's fingers danced over his interface. "The base structure suggests a mathematical foundation similar to prime numbers, but it's overlaid with something far more complex. They're not just communicating, they're teaching us how to communicate with them." Nathan noticed patterns in the shifting symbols that reminded him of the energy signatures he'd first detected around the city. "Look at this sequence," he pointed out. "It matches the power fluctuations in their cloaking technology. What if the whole city is one giant communication device?" The team spent the next day preparing for multiple first contact scenarios, while Dr. Ibrahim worked with the ship's AI to decode more of the alien transmission. The message eventually revealed itself to be more than just a greeting. It was an instruction manual for safely approaching and entering the city. "They've designated a specific landing zone," Commander Hayes informed the crew during their final briefing. "The coordinates align with what appears to be some kind of receiving facility. They're literally rolling out the welcome mat." As Mars grew larger in their viewport, the magnitude of what they were about to do began to sink in. Humanity had dreamed of first contact for centuries, but no one had expected it to happen quite like this. The aliens hadn't arrived in ships or sent signals from distant stars. They'd been on Mars all along, watching and waiting. "Energy spike detected," Nathan called out as they began their descent. A massive section of the city's outer dome was transforming, creating what appeared to be an opening large enough for the Hyperion to pass through. The ship's sensors confirmed it was surrounded by some kind of containment field that would prevent atmospheric loss. "This is it," Commander Hayes announced, her voice steady despite the historic moment. "Humanity's first official contact with an alien civilization. Whatever happens next will change everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe." The Hyperion glided through the opening, and Nathan's breath caught in his throat. The city's interior was more magnificent than any of their scans had suggested. Crystalline towers rose hundreds of meters into the artificial sky, connected by streams of what looked like liquid light. Vehicles of impossible designs moved in perfect synchronization through the air, and the ground level was a maze of gardens and structures that defied Earth's architectural principles. As they touched down on the designated landing pad, Nathan noticed movement near the receiving facility. Several figures were approaching, some humanoid, others decidedly not. The moment humanity had been waiting for was about to begin, and Nathan Drake, the orbital analyst who had started it all, was about to become one of the first humans to officially meet beings from another world. The receiving chamber of the Martian Megacity defied all human expectations. Nathan and the team stood in their environmental suits, facing three distinct species of alien beings. The first were tall, crystalline entities that seemed to shimmer with internal light. The second group appeared more conventionally biological humanoid figures with iridescent skin and elongated limbs. The third type hovered above the ground, their forms wrapped in what looked like flowing liquid metal. Commander Hayes stepped forward, following the first contact protocol they'd rehearsed. Before she could speak, a harmonic tone filled their helmets and words formed directly in their minds. "Welcome, children of Earth. We are the Triarchy." Dr. Ibrahim's instruments were recording everything, but his expression showed both excitement and concern. "The translation is happening at a neural level," he whispered into their private comm channel. "Their technology isn't just advanced, it's beyond our current understanding of physics." The crystalline being moved forward, its form catching and refracting the ambient light. "I am Nexus Guide Kellari," it communicated. "We have watched your species' development with great interest. Your discovery of quantum filtering technology indicated you were ready for this meeting." Nathan noticed Dr. Tanaka's biological scanners were working overtime, trying to make sense of their hosts. The liquid metal beings, which introduced themselves as the Flux Collective, seemed to exist in multiple states simultaneously. The humanoid aliens, calling themselves the Lumini, appeared to be generating their own bioelectric field. "Your city," Commander Hayes began, "how long has it been here?" The question that had haunted them since the discovery needed answering. The Lumini representative, whose name translated as Echo of Stars, responded with what seemed like amusement. "This nexus point has existed for 3 of your centuries. We chose Mars as a neutral ground for observation and eventual contact. Your species showed remarkable potential, but needed time to develop independently." As they were led deeper into the city, Nathan's analytical mind was overwhelmed by the technology surrounding them. The walls themselves seemed alive, responding to the presence of both aliens and humans. Holographic displays materialized and vanished, showing data streams he could barely comprehend. "The 2 trillion credit estimation was far too low," Dr. Tanaka muttered, scanning a nearby power conduit. "The energy manipulation technology alone is worth 10 times that amount. They're not just using power, they're creating it from the fabric of space itself." Their tour brought them to a vast chamber that Echo of Stars called the Convergence Hub. Here, representatives from all 3 species worked in harmony, monitoring what appeared to be a galactic network of similar installations. Earth's solar system was just one point of interest among many. "Your species stands at a crucial junction," Nexus Guide Kellari explained, projecting a complex dimensional map into the air. "Humanity's quantum breakthrough wasn't just about discovering us, it was about proving you were ready to join a larger community." Nathan found himself drawn to a display showing Earth's historical timeline. "You've been influencing our development," he realized, noting subtle patterns in technological advancement. The anonymous source that provided the quantum filtering technology, that was you. The Flux Collective being, introducing itself as Wavelength 9, rippled in what might have been approval. We provide catalysts for advancement to species showing promise. Your rapid adaptation to new technologies marked you as potential allies. Commander Hayes maintained her diplomatic composure, but Nathan could hear the tension in her voice. Allies against what? The question hung in the air, heavy with implication. The three alien representatives shared what could only be described as a concerned look. Echo of Stars stepped forward, gesturing to a darker section of the galactic map. The void between galaxies is not empty. There are entities that view emerging civilizations as resources to be harvested. The Triarchy exists to prevent this. Dr. Ibrahim's translation matrix was working overtime as complex concepts flooded their neural interfaces. They're talking about some kind of interdimensional threat, he explained. Something that exists outside our understanding of space-time. The revelation hit Nathan like a physical force. The city wasn't just an observation post. It was a fortress, a forward operating base in an ongoing cosmic conflict. Humanity hadn't just been discovered, they'd been recruited. Your quantum technology development was accelerated for a reason, Nexus Guide Kellari continued. The barriers between dimensions are weakening. We need humanity's unique perspective and adaptability. Your species sees patterns others miss, creates solutions where none seemed possible. The team spent hours learning about their role in this greater universe. The Triarchy explained how Earth's location made it strategically vital, how human creativity and resilience could tip the scales in an ancient balance of power. The 2 trillion credit city was revealed to be just one node in a vast network of similar installations, all preparing for what the aliens cryptically called the convergence. As they concluded their initial meeting, Commander Hayes received a data crystal containing what the Triarchy called preliminary integration protocols. Earth would need to be prepared gradually for the truth about its place in the cosmos. Nathan found himself standing before a window overlooking the Martian landscape, now transformed by his new understanding. "We thought we were making first contact," he said to Dr. Tanaka, who had joined him. "But really, we were being welcomed home." The xenobiologist nodded, her instruments still collecting data about their new allies. "The question is, are we ready for what comes next? The Triarchy clearly thinks we are, but accepting our place in an interstellar alliance is one thing. Preparing for an interdimensional war is another entirely." Through the dome's protective barrier, the Earth was visible as a bright blue dot in the Martian sky. Nathan thought about how his discovery of the city would reshape humanity's destiny. They had come seeking answers about an alien megacity, but had found themselves drawn into something far larger, a battle for the very nature of reality itself. The revelation about Earth's strategic importance led to an even more startling discovery. As Nathan accessed the Triarchy's historical archives through their neural interface system, he uncovered patterns that changed everything they thought they knew about human history. "You need to see this," he called to Commander Hayes and Dr. Ibrahim. The holographic display showed a timeline of human technological advancement, overlaid with what appeared to be Triarchy intervention points. "They didn't just guide our development, they've been protecting us." Dr. Ibrahim's translation matrix decoded layers of data that had been hidden within Earth's own historical records. Major technological breakthroughs throughout history hadn't been mere coincidences. They were carefully orchestrated steps in humanity's preparation for a larger role. The quantum technology wasn't their first gift, Commander Hayes realized, studying the data. The development of digital computing, the internet, even certain medical advances, all of them were subtle pushes in the right direction. Echo of Stars approached their research station, its iridescent form shifting in the artificial light. "We had to be careful," the Lumini explained. "Too much intervention would have stunted your natural development. Too little would have left you vulnerable to the void entities." Nathan pulled up satellite imagery from Earth's dark side, revealing strange energy signatures that had been dismissed as atmospheric phenomena. These disturbances, they were attempted incursions, weren't they? The void entities testing our defenses. Wavelength 9 of the Flux Collective rippled in confirmation. Your nuclear deterrent wasn't just for each other. The electromagnetic pulses from your tests helped maintain a protective barrier around your planet. Even your conflicts, regrettable as they were, drove technological innovation that strengthened this shield. Dr. Tanaka's biological scans had revealed something else: subtle genetic markers in human DNA that suggested ancient interaction with non-terrestrial species. "You've been guiding our evolution," she said, not as an accusation, but as a statement of fact. Nexus Guide Kalari's crystalline form pulsed with what seemed like approval. "Your species was selected for its adaptability and resilience. The challenges you faced on Earth were trials, tests to prepare you for what comes next." The team spent hours in the city's quantum archives, unraveling the true history of human civilization. They learned of other species that had been approached by the Triarchy, some who had joined the Alliance, others who had fallen to the void entity's influence. Earth's isolation had been a protection, allowing humanity to develop the specific traits needed for the coming conflict. "The IRB," Commander Hayes said suddenly, connecting more dots. "It wasn't really formed by Earth governments, was it? It was your way of preparing our leaders for eventual contact." Echo of Stars gestured to a secure section of the archives, revealing records of covert meetings between Triarchy representatives and carefully selected human officials over the past century. "We needed trusted partners who could help manage the transition. Your discovery of our city wasn't an accident. It was the final test." Nathan found himself examining data about the void entity's mysterious beings that existed in the spaces between dimensions. The Triarchy's defensive network, including the Mars installation, was designed to prevent these entities from establishing footholds in normal space-time. Humanity's unique perspective and problem-solving abilities were seen as crucial for identifying new invasion vectors. "Your quantum consciousness," Dr. Ibrahim noted, studying the neural interface technology they were using. "It's compatible with human minds because you designed us to be compatible with it. Our brains were guided to develop in ways that would allow this integration." The implications were staggering. Every major human advancement, from the discovery of fire to the development of quantum computing, had been subtly influenced by the Triarchy. Not controlled or forced, but gently nudged in directions that would prepare humanity for its cosmic role. Commander Hayes received an urgent communication from Earth. The public revelation of the Mars city had sparked global changes. Nations were setting aside differences, united by the realization that humanity wasn't alone. The Triarchy's prediction about human adaptability was proving true. "There's something else," Nathan said, his attention caught by a data stream showing energy readings from the city's core. "The 2 trillion credit valuation, it wasn't just about the city's technology. This is a power projection point, isn't it? A forward operating base for defending this entire sector of space." Wavelength 9's liquid metal form created complex patterns that their neural interfaces translated as confirmation. "The convergence approaches. The barriers between dimensions are weakening faster than anticipated. Humanity's emergence as an ally comes not a moment too soon." Dr. Tanaka's instruments detected massive energy buildups throughout the city. "They're activating systems that have been dormant for centuries," she reported. "Whatever this convergence is, it's not just coming, it's already beginning." Nathan watched as new data poured into the archives, reports from other Triarchy installations across the galaxy, all showing the same pattern of dimensional instability. The Mars city wasn't just humanity's first step into a larger universe. It was their introduction to an ancient war they'd been prepared to fight without even knowing it. Commander Hayes gathered the team, her expression grave but determined. "We came here looking for answers about an alien city. Instead, we've found humanity's true purpose. The question is, are we ready to accept it?" The answer came in the form of new energy signatures appearing at the edge of the solar system, the first wave of what the Triarchy had been preparing for all along. Humanity's test was about to begin. The Martian megacity's defense systems hummed to life, as the first dimensional anomalies appeared at the edge of the solar system. Nathan watched in awe as holographic displays showed the Triarchy's network activating across the galaxy, each installation lighting up like stars in a cosmic web. Multiple breaches detected, Dr. Ibrahim announced, his translation matrix processing streams of alien data. The void entities are testing our defenses across all sectors. The neural interface they'd been given filled their minds with tactical information, showing the scale of the incursion. Commander Hayes stood at the central command hub alongside representatives from each Triarchy species. Echo of Star's iridescent form pulsed with urgency as it coordinated with other Lumini across the network. Wavelength 9 flowed through quantum conduits, enhancing the city's defense capabilities, while Nexus Guide Kellari's crystalline structure channeled enormous amounts of energy. This is why you built the city, Nathan realized, analyzing the defense patterns. It's not just an observation post, it's a linchpin in your defensive network. Mars's position makes it perfect for protecting both Earth and the inner solar system. Dr. Tanaka's biological scanners revealed something extraordinary. The city itself was transforming. Structures shifted and realigned, revealing weapon systems and energy projectors that had laid dormant for centuries. The 2 trillion credit valuation now seemed modest compared to the city's true capabilities. Humanity's role becomes clear now, Echo of Stars communicated through their neural link. Your species sees patterns that we cannot, adapts to challenges in ways we never considered. We need your perspective to anticipate where the void entities will strike next. Nathan found himself drawn to the tactical displays, his analytical mind processing the data in ways that surprised even the Triarchy. Look at these energy fluctuations, he pointed out. They're not random attacks, they're probing for weaknesses in a specific sequence. Commander Hayes quickly grasped the implications. They're testing our response patterns, looking for predictable reactions. Dr. Ibrahim, can you access the historical combat records? We need to see if this matches any previous assault strategies. The next hours were a blur of activity as humanity proved its worth to the Alliance. Nathan's pattern recognition skills helped identify vulnerable points in the defense network. Dr. Tanaka's understanding of biological systems revealed new ways to detect void entity infiltration attempts. Dr. Ibrahim's linguistic expertise unlocked deeper levels of communication between allied species. Multiple dimensional breaches detected in the Kuiper belt, Wavelength 9 announced, its liquid metal form displaying complex warning patterns. They're attempting to establish a foothold in normal space. The Triarchy's defensive strategy had always been predictable, methodical, exactly what the void entities expected. But humanity brought chaos theory and innovative thinking to the equation. Commander Hayes proposed tactical adjustments that seemed illogical to the alien allies, but proved devastatingly effective. Redirect power from the secondary grid, she ordered, her military experience finding new applications in cosmic warfare. We'll make them think we're vulnerable in one sector while strengthening our position in another. Nathan watched as Earth's governments were brought fully into the loop. The public announcement was carefully managed. Humanity learned not just about the Mars city, but about their species' true place in a grand alliance. The response was overwhelming. Instead of panic, there was a surge of unity and purpose. Your species continues to surprise us, Nexus Guide Kellari observed as reports came in of humans worldwide offering their skills and resources to the cause. Where others would retreat in fear, you advance with determination. The void entity's first major assault was met with a defense that combined Triarchy technology with human improvisation. The Mars city, now fully activated, projected energy barriers that rippled with impossible power. Earth's quantum computers linked with alien networks, creating new algorithms for predicting dimensional incursions. Multiple hostile entities retreating, Dr. Ibrahim reported, his voice thick with emotion. The combined defense strategy is working. They weren't prepared for our unpredictability. As the immediate crisis passed, Nathan stood with his teammates in the city's grand observation dome, watching as Earth glowed blue in the distance. The planet looked different now, not just humanity's cradle, but a fortress world newly awakened to its cosmic purpose. The convergence isn't just about defending against the void, Commander Hayes said, understanding dawning in her eyes. It's about bringing together different species, different ways of thinking. The Triarchy didn't just prepare us for this fight, they prepared us to help lead it. Echo of Stars approached them, accompanied by representatives from a dozen other alien species who had arrived through quantum portals to witness humanity's emergence. Your city, the Lumini gestured to the massive installation around them, is now truly yours as well. The Mars facility will serve as humanity's headquarters in the Alliance. Nathan looked at the tactical displays, showing void entity forces regrouping in the space between dimensions. This was just the beginning, the first skirmish in a war that would reshape their understanding of reality itself. But for the first time, he felt true hope. Humanity had found its place among the stars, not just as observers, but as essential players in the defense of all existence. The 2 trillion-credit city had turned out to be priceless, not for its technology or resources, but for what it represented. Humanity's graduation from a planetary species to guardians of reality itself. As new alerts appeared on the quantum displays, Nathan and his teammates prepared for whatever would come next. They were ready. In the depths of space, the void stirred, but this time, it faced something unprecedented. The combined might of the Triarchy's wisdom and humanity's boundless creativity. The next chapter in cosmic history was about to begin, and Earth's children would help write it.